uniformed and former military and government service who slap my hand all the time. And they're like, I can't believe you're out there saying China's going to beat the United States. I'm not saying China's going to beat the United States. I'm saying I'm not smart enough to know. But economists
are saying
that by 2030, China will reach parity with the United States. Mm-hmm. And what I'm saying as an expert in my field is that when you reach parity, you've lost.
Yeah.
Once your foe is equal to you, all of your advantages are negated. Once they're as good a shot as you are, once they have as much ammunition as you do, once they have as much money as you do, you're never taking the top spot again. Yeah. Right? There has to be some kind of massive conflict at that point, or somebody has to make a major mistake. So what I want to see happen is that we never reach parity.
Right.
Change what we're doing now so we don't give them a chance to reach parity.
Recognize where we are. Be honest about where we are, right? It's kind of the get off the X theory, right? First thing about getting off the X is you got to know you're on the X.
Bingo.
If you don't know you're on the X, you're naive to it, then you're going to get taken out, right? You got to be able to recognize your situation and be honest about it, and that's where we really are. If we stay on this trajectory, China will take the top seat. If they do, 2030 comes, we reach parity, they take the top seat, they become the world superpower. What's it look like for everyday Americans? What's it look like on the global scale?
So the good news is it won't look very different.
Okay.
Change isn't going to happen overnight. And China's, like I said, they're a poison, right? And I hope there are Chinese communists watching this because
they are.
Government's poison. Pardon my language.
No, they're definitely watching. they're hosting it on some of their
on ShinTube, right?
Yeah.
But it won't change overnight. But what will happen is that our children or our grandchildren are going to have to make very real decisions about what language they learn, about where they go to school, about what careers they choose, because they will have to live in a world where English isn't enough and where working for an American top 100 company isn't enough.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to happen 10 years, 15, 20 years down the road, right? Right now, you and I can look our children in the eye and we can tell them, hey, you're an American and you can be proud because you have the most opportunity of anybody in the world.
That won't be true anymore.
That won't be true anymore. Parents will not be able to look in their children's eyes and say that anymore because it'll be too close to know.
Yeah.
Right.
But China does need the U.S. consumer-based economy.
China just needs people to buy their stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating is as the world moves away from the U.S. dollar, which make no mistake, the world is moving away from the U.S. dollar. Yes. We made a massive mistake when we sanctioned the banks, when we sanctioned Russia by taking and holding their money in European banks. We sent a message to the world that your money is not safe. That if America wants to, we'll take all of your reserves that you have in American dollars and we'll just keep them from you. And we'll keep them if your money's in foreign banks, if your money's outside of your country, we'll keep it all. Right? That was a terrible, terrible thing to do because our second biggest economy is a financial economy behind the weapons manufacturing, right? So now the world might need our weapons, but nobody wants to bank with American banks or do business in American dollars. So while the de-dollarization is starting, yes, it's 2% less than it was before. And we have 98% of the market. I'm not disagreeing.
Right.
But it's happening.
Yeah.
And as we choose less dollars, we have to choose more of something else. And one of the only other IMF reserve currencies out there is the Chinese renminbi. And China's very happy to do business in renminbi. And they're very happy to change the price and change the valuation of their renminbi. And they're happy to do business in ruples. And Russia's ruble has increased in value. They're happy to do money, like exchanges in dinars. And Middle Eastern money is good to go. So it's just, it's a dangerous place to be because you'll start seeing that we start having to pay for things with credit cards that say HSBC instead of Visa and Chase, right? It's a scary world. I don't want to live in that world.
Yeah, let's identify it and stop it now.